Hi there, Ronnie here, coming at you with a video. Tabletop Scotland 2023 was last weekend. As is my want, I will do 3 videos, one on board games, one on RPGs, and one on just my personal take on things. And as I happen to have them here, I'm going to talk about the board games first. I went up with about a dozen, baker's dozen actually, of board games that I wasn't using and some RPGs that I wasn't using to sell at the Bring and Buy. Didn't sell them all, only sold about half of them, but the nice thing is that it was enough that I was able to buy everything I was going to buy from the Bring and Buy that I saw. And one game that I've now been able to get through eBay. And come away with having not spent anything. So, you know, I'm in the black still. I made enough money from the Bring and Buy sale to cover everything I bought. I didn't do an awful lot of board gaming. We played a couple of games on the Friday night, and I think on the Saturday, I think Saffron played a lot more board games than I did this year. But that was due to my RPG stuff. That I really enjoyed. But I'll get to that in my next video. And I did some gaming. Maxine had gotten a game, a family weight game called Tension. And it's a fun little game, a fun little party game. I could see that going down well after, you know, sort of Christmas evening or something. That could go down quite well, so that was nice. But I did buy some stuff off of fashion. So I'm going to go through them very, very quickly. From the Bring and Buy, I got this. This is essentially, I mean, this is for people who know it by the I think it's German, which is 6 Nimmt and Nimmt X. This is a sort of anglicized thing from America, which has both 6 Nimmt and Nimmt X in them as Take 5 and Take a Number. I had been looking at possibly getting 6 Nimmt because it's an interesting card game, and the only time I'd been able to find it, it was being sold for silly money. I did see someone selling this on Amazon's US site, and again it's quite expensive when you take into account shipping. And then I found this on a sort of small games table in the Bring and Buy, and I thought, yeah, I'm having that. It should go down well. There was a tombola there, a charity tombola for the Perth Autism Society. And from that tombola, I won a couple of things actually. I won a few years ago, I got Saffron the Harry Potter Funkoverse kind of base game, and there was an expansion there. So I got that. cost me a couple of quid in tickets, so I wasn't complaining. But I put in another quid later on, and I got this, which is Doomsday Bots, which was being, I think it was donated by DigiSprite, who make the game. So in essence, I got this for £1. It's got kind of a steampunk theme to it of robots trying to climb a clock tower, building robots and climbing. Bit of card drafting, bit of PvP. I don't know too much about the game. I won a prize at the tombola, and of the prizes that were left, this looked most interesting. But I'll open it up at some point soon, and I'll give it a decent look. But it did look interesting, because I do like steampunk. So I'm intrigued to see what it's like. My friend at the local gaming store, Settlers, was there, as always. And from them, I wanted to buy a game that was going to be more of a sort of family weight game. I was specifically thinking of the club I run on a Monday. And from them I bought this, which is Stomp the Plank, which is a little game of pirate elephants and trying to keep your balance. You see the back there. It's a sort of push your luck with cards. If you go bust with the cards, then you have to put weights or move further along the plank, and there's little weights that you put at the end. Will you fall in? Will somebody fall in? Can you make other people fall in? It looks quite fun. However, chief among my buys this year, this game I have been waiting to try and find for a decent price for some time. Found it, and I'm having it. FUD. This is obviously based on the game made famous by Terry Pratchett's Discworld. There are two versions of the game. There's that one, which is the original, and then there was an updated version which changes the game, which got released in line with the book, the novel Thud, which is part of the City Watch series. It uses the exact same board and the exact same pieces, but you play it differently. I could easily find that version of the rules, print them off, and I can have both versions of the game. So I'm quite happy with that, as it is. I've wanted to get that for a while. I am really happy I got it. I didn't go overboard this year. There were a couple of games that were there that I was almost tempted by, except for the fact that one of the reasons I wanted to sell a lot of games, particularly a lot of my Civilization games. I mean, I got rid of Sid Meier's Civilization. I got rid of History of the World. I got rid of Clash of Cultures first edition for reasons that will come. Some of those sold, some of them didn't. But the reason I was getting rid of a lot of my Civ games is, having played Clash of Cultures Monumental Edition, I was keen to get it. Now, you may be thinking, well, you had Clash of Cultures first edition. There were some changes and tweaks and changes to the rules for second edition. But also, second edition includes the Civilization expansion as part of the package. which the first edition doesn't. And I was keen on getting the Civilization expansion. In order to get the Civilization expansion, because it's out of print, I was looking at paying £100 thereabouts to get it. Which, quite frankly, if I'm going to pay that kind of money to get that expansion, I am as well trying to sell off games that Clash of Cultures will completely usurp. Hence why I got rid of Sid Meier's Civilization. Hence why I got rid of First Edition Clash of Cultures and History of the World. Because all of those games will be usurped by Monumental Edition. And use that money towards getting Monumental Edition, which has the Civilization expansion in it. So I found a very nice price on eBay for that, so that's on its way, and I'm still in the black. So I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, Nations, which is a game that a lot of people say takes everything good about Through the Ages and just makes it better. It was there. Had I not earmarked that money was going to Clash Cultures, I could have been tempted by it. Couple of things stopped me. One, it's a big box. It's a lot bigger than I thought it would be, box-wise. The box is almost comparable to Twilight Imperium 4th Edition's box. Two, it was 120 quid, which is a lot. And three, whilst everyone says it's an improvement in many ways to Through the Ages is still a great game in its own right. And I do have that, and I've got the expansion. So as interesting as it might have been, Nations, the dice game, was there, and I was almost tempted to get it, but I didn't. Ultimately, the other one that intrigued me, and I almost got it. And again, the only thing that stopped me was the aforementioned earmarking the money. Was someone was selling Xia, Legends of a Drift System, and I, having played it a couple of times at Lanarkshire Gamers, I was very impressed with it. I almost broke the bank to get it. I was very taken with it when I played it, and I almost bought it, but I didn't want to. I regimented myself a lot more than I wanted. The only downside in terms of buying, there's a horse racing game thingy called Long Shot. It's like a dice driven horse racing game, and I was kind of tempted to get it, and it was a vendor was selling it, and I thought I wanted to wait until I had a bit more, sold a few items, so I could justify buying it. I mean, it wasn't particularly expensive, but I was determined not to buy until I absolutely had to sell. I had enough to cover. And by the time I had it and went back, he'd sold all his copies. I'm a bit annoyed. I might pick it up anyway, because I thought it looked like a fun game. Because again, I'm sort of thinking about simplifications. Reading about it, it's maybe not as simple as I was thinking it was, but then again, just means I'll use it more. But overall, I'm fairly, actually, I'm very happy with the things that I bought. I'm not missing the games I got rid of. They were gotten rid of for a reason. Um, and I'm quite happy with my purchases. Uh, it's been I was happy to get what I've gotten. I'm looking forward to playing them, looking at them, giving them a go. Very happy to have gotten Thud. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll be back soon with another video.